Ooh, come with me for this pumpkin spice colored spooky season walk into war for helpers. Ooh. This is episode 3, Strong Arms, the art of war for helpers. Looking back over our shoulder in this treacherous terrain, in this dark and creepy woods of the mind, we remember episode 2 was laying plans. Episode 1, we acknowledged during this spooky season that we are at war. A war in the deepest, darkest corners of our mind. A war with sorrow. We recognize that this war has life and death consequences. That's why I take it upon us in the spookiest of seasons, and today, All Hallows Eve, to talk about life, the universe, and everything, and the importance of the war for helpers. What a treacherous war it is. What a scary, wild, tangled web we find ourselves woven in that we must fight gently and with the best intentions of protecting every life we encounter. Yet we are at war. We acknowledge episode 1, we are at war with sorrow. Episode 2, it's life or death. We must be laying plans that include safety planning. We created beautiful treatment plans, perhaps. And then now we define more accurately who we fight and how. We create our armament. For our provisions, I suggest we step out of spooky time and go back to my primary project, and we'll talk about the arms workers toolbox. As I perhaps move into the new season of gratitude, I will be grateful if I find some time to do that project. But our provisions are the things we bring with us, paperwork, food, etc. I will do an episode, the arms workers provisions. But our armament is there to fight sorrow, and I would say that sorrow is also broken down into these other battles that wage in this war, where we fight fear. We fight shame, revulsion, and rejection. We see fear as a fixation of that feeling on loss, on existing griefs, or on possible changes and transitions. Shame can manifest through addictions, in responses to trauma, and criminality, in a deep ownership of the shame that goes into the very body and the experience of the body itself. We can fight in a battle against revulsion at life itself, revulsion at body processes, at existence in this physical form, as such a beautiful spiritual spirit. Rejection is a battlefront that we must be prepared to fight. We must conquer our own fear of rejection and basically just get used to it. Oh, shudder. Is that the cold chill of fall that's sliced past your vest and your sweaters? No. That's the truth, that at any moment, for no reason, you can and will be rejected in this chilling war front that you face with your open heart and your positive regard for all clients. Attachment injuries like borderline personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, or the suffering that children experience that have oppositional defiant disorder, those must be challenges that you lean into with attachment remedies. So what are our tools? What are our weapons in our armament, specifically tailored because we laid good plans and we know what we're dealing with? How do we fight these things, this long list of battles in our war to succeed? That is pretty terrifying, more than even spooky. But we do have tools. Our armaments are any such thing that opposes isolation. Anything that opposes stagnation of the body, such as exercise or yoga. Anything that opposes stagnation of the mind, creativity. Anything that creates habits where there once was avoidance of care of this beautiful reality that we woke up in a body that is still alive. It must be celebrated, and we must fight against the sorrows and the horrors of the mundane, the mundanity of life. We fight with strong tools, even though they are simple. For anxiety, we fight sometimes with the simplicity of breath, this proof of life, other proofs of life. We have body hacks for the parasympathetic nervous system. You delve into the wickedly wild, uncharted terrain of the mind, such as that. For shame, we fight with the understanding of the compass of shame, restorative justice principles. We fight broken connections with consistently showing up. Your presence in the field as a community worker or your presence as a client is building connection. It's fighting a war against sorrow. I asked myself, where is depression in this list? And I realized that depression is from all of these angles, many, some, or all of these angles of emotions and behaviors that we've talked about today in our battles. The overwhelming feeling of sorrow is depression, and we fight this war together. If you have any more ideas, please interact. Do the things. In spooky season, I want to remind us that sometimes you just meet the villains that will do the opposite. And I just remind you to not subscribe.